Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Are we having fun yet? I am. It's good to see you all here. Fantastic. On a Monday night, the weather has been great, but it is a bit chilly, and looking around the room, I think most of you agree with me, yeah? Now, I do a big thanks to those who've donated, especially one particular donor who's actually given to purchase this nice gas burner. Hopefully we'll, as they say, cooking with gas means it goes a little faster and a little better, right? Oh, there you go. I'll have to talk to Lydia about that, right? So we just a bit of a temporary setup with it, but we'll get a little more permanent setup as we go with this, but it should be really nice now. So thank you very much for that. We'll be able to move it along a little better tonight. So tonight's got some great stuff coming up, and looking forward to that. But before we get into the food, we'll be talking about something that I'm sure no one really has here. Right? No one's experienced stress much. I just talked to someone before and they said, look, no use worrying about it. I try not to worry. So that's really, really good. But stress is something that we all experience. And so we want to understand how that affects our health and what we can do about that. So I'm not going to give Paul's lecture for him. I'm going to give it over to Paul. And he's going to talk about this, coping with stress. Thanks, Paul.
Stress, we may have stress right now in our lives, or if we don't have it right now in our lives, we've had it in the past. Studies show that 77% of people, around 77% of people say that they are stressed and that they're dealing with it. And what age group do you think has the most stress? People in their 30s, people in their 40s, 20s, what do you think? 18 to 25, people aged 18 to 25 are actually the most stressed. They have the highest anxiety levels. And how many Australians do you think say that they have severe stress? What percentage? 20%, 30%, 10%? 12% of Australians say that they have severe stress. So that's not good. Stress is something that affects us all. And many people, they're so stressed that they're lying awake at night, thinking about things, worrying about things. 48% of people that are stressed stay awake at night because they can't sleep. They just have too much to worry, too much to think about. And with stress, it gets worse each generation. So if you're born in the 80s, it's bad. If you're born in the 90s, it's worse. If you're born in 2000, it gets worse and worse with each generation. So tonight I want to briefly look at what is stress. How does stress affect you? What happens when you go through financial difficulties? What happens when you have trouble at work, when you have trouble in your marriage? How does that stress affect you? How does it affect your health specifically? And then I want to look at 7 practical ways that we can deal with stress and help ourselves and help reduce our stress. So let's look at some common causes of stress affecting males and females in Australia. This is done in a study in 2011. The males are in blue, the females are in red. As you notice, the females seem to have a little more stress for some reason or another. But the most common cause of stress is financial problems. That's the greatest common cause of stress. Just below that is personal health problems, something affecting your health. And then it goes to family, the health of others, and so forth. So there's a lot of things in this world that affect us. A lot of things in this world that can cause us stress. But when we think about stress, what is stress? Can you see it? Can you touch it? If you're going through financial difficulties, can someone else see that stress on you? They might see how you react to it, but they can't actually see the stress. So stress is the way we respond to a stressor. Stress is the way I respond when I might have my boss coming to me at work and saying, I need you to produce more. Stress is the way you respond when the gas prices go up or your electricity bill goes up or your car breaks down and you have to buy a new car. That's the way you respond. So these are various aspects of stress. When you have trouble at work, when you have trouble with your relationships, how do you respond to it? That's what stress is. Stress is something that's additive. So you might have marriage trouble, and then let's say you have more demands at work. That adds on to that stress. And then if you have health problems, that stress even goes higher and higher. And it just keeps on adding and adding. But the goal for stress is not to completely get rid of it. That's impossible. It's impossible to completely get rid of stress. But the goal is to deal with it or to manage it appropriately. We don't want to completely avoid it. And we're going to actually see that some stress is good. There's actually a good stress. And stress is not what you see out there. Stress is what you feel inside, right? Someone can't explain the stress unless they feel it themselves. If your loved one is sick, you can only feel it inside of you. If you're having trouble at uni, if you're studying for a test and you're worried about it, stressed about it, you're the one who feels that inside of you. So stress occurs within us. It's our reaction to perceived threats, to challenges, to changes in life. It's our response to things. And for example, I can give you the example of an umbrella. Let's say it's raining really hard and you have an umbrella. Do you call them brollies here? You have a brolly? No? And when it rains, what happens with that? The rain doesn't go through. It hits the umbrella or the brolly and it bounces right off. That's how stress should be when it hits us. It should be able to bounce right off. And when you shake that brolly, the water will just fall right off. That's how we should react to stress. Now, what are some common causes of stress? There's tons of them. It might be a little change. It might be something in the environment, daily hassles. Getting a new job, even a promotion at work might be something good, but it requires you to produce more, perform more. That causes stress as well. Finances, relationships. There's tons of things in this world that cause stress. But what causes you stress? What is the thing that really makes you stress? What is the thing that really makes you worry and stay up at night? How do you react to that thing? Some of the more severe causes of stress are death of a close loved one. About 6 years ago, my father passed away, and that was very difficult for my mother. It was difficult for me, but especially for my mother, because they were married for 37 years. That was very tough to go through. Other major stresses are loss of a job, losing a house. Even it says here, assuming the responsibility of a parent. Having children is a good thing in life, but sometimes having children might be a little more stressful because you have to provide for them. You have to work more. All of these things are stressful things in our lives. But there's two types of stress. Not all stress is bad. There's eustress, which is good. It's good stress. Eu stands for good or well, the prefix. And then there's distress, which is when the stress becomes bad. And what is that eustress? Eustress is what gets us to produce. It gets us to the point where we become productive in life, in work, and we get that raise. Eustress is what leads us to go to uni, graduate, be successful, and get a good job. It's what leads us to save up money for a new car. It leads us to save up money for a new house. That's what eustress is. That's something good. It motivates us. It's a challenge to us. And when we react positively to that stress, when we look at stress as eustress, we're going to produce. We're going to be successful. But what happens if you have too much on your plate? Let's say you're trying to buy a new house. That's a good thing. But at the same time, you're trying to go through uni, and you want to get married, and you want to have a kid. That's just too much. And that eustress is going to turn to distress. It's going to come to the point that you can't handle it anymore. So what happens when that eustress turns into distress? How do we react? We might be struggling through a lot for a while. We might be doing well for a while, pushing ourselves. But eventually, if we don't slow down, our body's going to make us slow down. And things will happen like headaches, backaches, anxiety, trouble sleeping, worry. Worse things can happen like heartburn, stomach ulcers. If you don't correct these symptoms, it actually goes worse and worse. It can even lead to things like asthma, high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke. And a study was done, a large international study, an inter-heart study. This study was done in 52 countries. So over 50 countries participated in this study. And what they found is that stress, people with constant stress have a 2 times higher chance of getting a heart attack. And stress contributes to 33% of all heart attacks. 1/3 of heart attacks are caused by stress. People with a lot of worry, a lot of anxiety, they actually had a 70% chance of increased heart attacks. But they scored high, not just people with lots of worry or anxiety, people who scored high on a specific scale, the high worry score. And that's why we want to avoid stress, because stress not only stresses us out, it causes detrimental effects to our health. Stress, on the other hand, in another study, this is a study done by the Oregon State University. This study was done over 18 years, so a long time period, and it showed that stress can actually cause you to die early. It can cause you to die early, and a lot of people possibly do die early because of stress. This was proven in this study. What is the percentage of dying, the chance of dying early if you have moderate to high levels of stress? It's around 40%. That's pretty high. None of us here want to die early. We all want to live long. We all want to live healthy. We all want to have a good quality of life, right? We want to enjoy life. But if we want to do that, what do we have to do? We have to lower our stress, or we have to learn how to deal with it better. We have to learn how to make that stress good stress for us. Now, what can you do to improve mortality? What can you do to improve your lifespan? This study showed that people who had good mortality rates, who had lower mortality rates, were married. So if you're not married, get married. If you're married, try to stay married. Also, have a good social support system. Have friends. Network with those friends. Spend time with your friends. Do things with them. And these people had overall better health. And when these people were asked that had lower mortality rates, when they were asked how they considered themselves, they said that they were in excellent health. They considered themselves to be in excellent health. How do you deal with stress? When you're going through trouble at work or financial difficulties, and your boss wants you to produce more, and you have your car payment that's late, or your credit card bill is high, how do you deal with it? What do you do? There's a few ways of dealing with stress. Which way do you pick? Do you go to the doctor and say, I'm so anxious, I can't deal with my stuff at work, my husband's giving me trouble, I have a big exam coming up, I'm just trying to make it through the semester, I'm burned out of school, can you give me something for my anxiety? A lot of people come to the clinic. I've been doing clinicals for the last 6 months or so for my nurse practitioners, and a lot of people come to the clinic for anxiety, for pain, and they want some benzos, they want some Ativan, some lorazepam, some Valium. They want to pop a pill and feel better. They want to pop a pill and be able to have a good night's sleep. Or do you come home, this is what I do oftentimes, come home after a stressful day at work, go to the refrigerator or the freezer, grab that ice cream, get some chips on the way home, have some pizza. You just want to eat something, right? Have you ever felt like that? I just have to eat something. You might not even be hungry, but you just got to eat. And then you're kind of like calm and relaxed. Here in Australia, you have the Tim Tams that you can get. You have the Lamingtons. Those taste good. They might help relieve your stress for a little bit, but they're not a good way to deal with stress long term. It's good sometimes to treat yourself, to go out for a nice meal, but you don't want to do that all the time. There's better ways to deal with stress. We could do like this lady. Just relax. Go out in nature. Enjoy the fresh air. Take some time to sit still and be calm. So this evening I want to look at 7 practical ways that we can reduce our stress and actually improve our mortality and our overall health. So these following things are some things that we can do. And the first thing is something that's actually pretty easy physically, but we have a hard time doing. You know what that is? Learning to say no. We want to be nice. We want to be good people. We want to help others out. So when someone asks us to do something, we oftentimes accept the additional responsibility even though our plate might be filled. We might be overburdened at work. We might have, maybe our family member is sick. And then that's the time when we got to learn to say no. That's the time when we got to learn to say enough is enough. I got to take care of myself. I got to take care of my health, my family's health. So if you're already feeling overwhelmed, don't hesitate to say no to new commitments. Especially if people are asking you constantly for favors, they might be abusing you. So learn to say no. Your family will be happy, you will be happier in the long term. And with your responsibilities, what's important, what's helped me a lot, is prioritizing. Put your things on a list that you need to do that are most important. Do those first. And then the things, there's many things we want to do. We all have tons of things to do. But the things that are not so important, don't worry about them for right now. Leave them for later. Another thing is delegate. Delegate to your spouse. If you're overwhelmed, have your spouse help you out. Delegate to your children. Have them help out more at home. Help them help out with the dishes. Do other things at home. And at work, delegate. Working as a nurse in the hospital, I've been charge nurse many times. I've had to learn to delegate. I have to learn to tell other nurses, okay, I need you to do this for me. I need you to do that for me. And now going into in a couple months, I'll be graduating and be working in a clinic as a primary care provider. And I have to learn to delegate. I have to learn to tell others what to do. It's not always nice to tell people what to do, but that's their responsibility, and you have to take care of your responsibilities and take care of yourself. So learn to delegate wherever you are when you're overwhelmed. That's the first thing. The second thing is be realistic. Oftentimes we set goals for ourselves that are great goals, but they might not be realistic. Maybe you want to start a new job. Maybe you want to go back to uni. Maybe you want to start this new project, help out in your local church or your local community group. But if you have too much on your plate, be realistic. Don't do all these things all at once. Do one goal at a time. Set a 1-month goal. Set a 6-month goal, a 1-year goal. And if you do that, you're not going to be stressed out, and eventually you're going to accomplish one thing at a time. When you take it one day at a time, and you look back, you're going to have done so many things. But if you try to overfill your plate, you're going to get overwhelmed, stressed, you might have a nervous breakdown, and your health might be in jeopardy. So be realistic. Remember, Rome wasn't built in a year. How long did it take to build the capital of Australia? That was a planned city. It wasn't built overnight. It was planned out. It took probably years to be designed, to be built. Things need to happen one day at a time. Third thing is simplify your life. Oftentimes, it's easy for people to get into debt, to struggle with life because of things we put upon ourselves. We want to have a fancier car. We want to have a fancier home. We want to make more money. But if we learn to simplify our lives, we don't have to struggle so much to keep up with the Joneses. We will have time instead to enjoy life. Instead of working 2 jobs, working every weekend, if you try to prioritize your life, save your money, and don't live out of your means, you're going to be able to enjoy the little things in life. You're going to be able to enjoy the time with your family, your loved ones. Enjoy the time doing the things you love most. The thing with things in this life, material things, is they're nice. They might be nice. But what do? They make our lives more busy. They make our lives more stressful oftentimes. So learn to simplify your life, slow down, and learn to have peace of mind. When you're ready for a new task, when you're ready for a new car, when you're ready for a new house, or a new career, or a new promotion, take it one thing at a time, one day at a time. There's a lot of things in life that can be stressful to us, and many of these things are good things. But we want to take one challenge at a time, or as many as we can handle. Maybe you can handle 2 at a time, then you take 2 at a time. For example, some of these things here are very good. They're excellent things to do. But if you try to do too many of them at once, starting a new job, getting married, buying a new home, that's too much at once, right? You've got to prioritize and do one thing at a time. And when you do that, you're going to save your health. You're not going to be as stressed. You're not going to wear out and lose your energy, and you're going to have more energy and more quality of time for each task. So the bigger the change in your life, the more potential it has to be a stressor for you, the greater potential it has to be a major stressor. So take more time when you're going through some of these things. Take more time than usual to rest. Take more time to relax. If you're starting a new job, if you just got married, set aside some extra time for those things. And it brings us to our fifth thing. The fifth way we can cope with stress is learning to relax. As I mentioned earlier, relaxation is the antidote to stress. Relaxation is actually what solves stress. It helps stop our stress, and it helps bring us back to a place where we have more energy and can come back to our busy lives refreshed and rejuvenated. So at work, take frequent breaks. During your day, whatever you're doing, take breaks. Go outside. Go for a little walk. Take a deep breath sometimes. Plan to relax. Relaxation breaks that stress cycle, and then the negative effects of stress will diminish. The nice thing about Australia is that they give you a lot of time for holidays. How much is it? 1 month? 1 month a year? That's very nice. In America, if you get 3 weeks, you're very happy. You're very lucky. So you're blessed here with 1 month of vacation. Enjoy that time and go out and actually do something. Don't stay home and try to overwork. Take that time to relax. Studies show that regular vacations, twice a year, are very beneficial for stress and for relaxation. When you go through a stressful event, take that time that you need to recover and make sure that you get plenty of sleep. How much is the recommended amount of sleep that we should be getting? 8 hours? 7 to 8 hours minimum each night. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe only 10% of us here today are getting that, because the great majority of the population does not get the amount of sleep that they need. But when you get that sleep that you need, what happens? You're more happy. You're more cheerful. You get along better with others. Your mind works better. You're more productive. So sleep is very, very important for us. Another thing you're blessed with is nice beaches in Australia. Go to the beach. Enjoy it. Enjoy the water. Walk on the sand. Walk on the grass. You know what? When you walk, someone was just mentioning to me before we started the meeting about walking on the sand, walking on the grass. What does that do? That helps you relax. There's nerves in your feet that it stimulates, and it helps you relax that way. Enjoy the water. Enjoy listening to the waves. Another thing you can do is take a nap, if possible. If you're at home, little nap, a power nap. Research shows that people who take naps, it's not a bad thing always to take a nap. People who take naps 15 to 30 minutes live longer, they're healthier, they have less heart attacks. And in many countries in Spain, at least before, they used to have a common time during lunch break to have a siesta, where they can take a nap, take a break, sleep for a few hours, and then come back to work refreshed. So this helps reduce stress and increase productivity. Another thing you can do is go out in nature. Go camping, go hiking, go to the Blue Mountains, enjoy nature. One of the pictures there is me here on the right. That was about 14 years ago, backpacking with my brother and another friend from work. I love going out in nature, going hiking, because when you're out in nature, you smell that fresh air, your appetite's increased, you hear the nice water, the streams, the creeks, you hear the birds, you see beautiful nature, the flowers, the trees, and your body relaxes. And what happens when you're out in nature? What happens if you're going for a walk on the beach? Are you thinking about the next thing you have to do at work? Are you thinking about how you're going to pay the bills next week? No, when you're walking along the beach or when you're hiking in the Blue Mountains, you're not thinking about that. You're looking at the waves. You're listening to the water. You're hearing the birds, and your mind forgets about the daily hassles of life. Your mind forgets about the cell phone. Your mind forgets about those emails that are just coming in. Hopefully, you even forget for a little bit from those Facebook messages. you forget the things that distract us, and you can just relax and calm down. So how can you break the stress cycle? How can you relax? There's a lot of ways here. Take a warm bath. Listen to your favorite music. Go for a hike in the woods. Watch a funny movie. Call a friend. Just take some time to sit down, call a friend, chat. Eat out. Go for dinner. That's a good way to treat yourself. Take a nap. Play with your children. Spend a few minutes with them. Enjoy a sunset. Recently, I was in Colliambally, which is close to Griffith or Wagga Wagga, if you're familiar with that area. And over there, it's really flat. They have farming over there. And I liked this. I really love the sunsets over there. The sunsets were beautiful, and the sunrises. If you get up early, you can see the sunrise, and it's so nice because it's so flat. You see it kilometers and kilometers away. And the sunrise or the sunset takes forever because you can just see it so far in the distance, and it's just coming up slowly, and it's gorgeous. Enjoy a sunset. Do little things in life. When's the last time you did some of these things? Studies actually show that we should do these things regularly. We should relax regularly. Maybe pick one or two of them each day, 2 or 3, that you can do a couple times a week, and treat yourself. Another way more ways you can relax are listed here. Some of them is pray, meditate, go for a walk with your pet, trim the roses. You know, I'm in Bible college in Australia. That's the reason I'm here. I'm in Bible college for a few months, and part of our training, we had to go and do colporting work. So we had to go knock on doors and go to people's houses. And I was enjoying that, actually, because what I would do when I would go to the houses, if I would see a nice flower, I like to smell flowers, nice roses or something, I would go and smell those flowers. And the people that would go with me would always laugh or make fun of me. Oh, you're always smelling the roses or whatever. But you got to enjoy the little things in life. If you don't enjoy the little things in life, life is just going to pass you by. So take time. Take time to go outside, work in your garden, plant a couple plants. Smell the roses in life. Read a good book. One thing my mom loves to do is get a massage. She treats herself to massages a couple times a month, at least once a month. So go for a massage. It might cost a little bit, but it's worth it for your health. And if your spouse loves massages, treat them, surprise them, buy them a massage once a month. Or your parents, your mom, your dad, do something that they love and make them happy, make them feel good. And when they come back from that massage, how are they going to be? Relaxed, calm, in a good mood, right? So do that. Enjoy a hobby, sit in the sunshine. Sitting in the sunshine is so good. It not only gives you vitamin D, which is beneficial for your bones, but it helps you feel better. It makes you feel better about life. The 6th thing is be physically active. I've been in school for 9 out of the last 10 years in uni, and being in school for so long, being in uni for so long is after a while it becomes stressful and you get burnt out. One thing that has helped me a lot is exercising, working in the yard and playing basketball. So exercise, go for a walk. It might not be, you might not be able to do the recommended amount of 30 minutes 5 times a week, but start small. Start with 10 minutes a day. Start with 15 minutes a day. Start with taking the stairs to work. Start with parking farther from the grocery store or from the mall. We like to take the closest spot, right? But what about parking a little farther and getting in a little extra walk? When you exercise, not only does it improve your mood, your body actually sends out hormones. It sends out endorphins that make you feel good. And after you exercise, you're in a better mood. You feel better. So make physical activity a daily habit. There's tons of ways we can be physically active. You can go swimming. You can go for a bike ride, play tennis, whatever it may be. Take that time and be physically active. Over 100 years ago, someone wrote that the following: when the weather will permit, all who can possibly do so ought to walk in the open air every day, summer and winter. A walk even in the winter would be more beneficial to the health than all the medicine the doctor may prescribe. Isn't that true? A little walk. That was written over 100 years ago, and that advice is still true today. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, the last practical way to reduce stress is trust in God. I've really learned to trust in God over the last several years. As I mentioned, I've been in uni for 9 out of 10 years, and many times I would get stressed with papers I would have to do, assignments I would have to do, and I would procrastinate or put them off. I might have been stressed with work, with other things, with other problems in my life. But this verse was very encouraging to me. It says in Isaiah 40:31, "Those that wait upon the Lord will find new strength. They will fly high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." When you're able to pray or trust in God, guess what happens? You give your worries to Him, and you don't have to worry about them anymore. The Bible says that God will take care of the sparrow. He watches over the sparrow. So how much more does He watch over each one of us here today? The wise King Solomon wrote many years ago that being cheerful keeps you healthy. It is a slow death to be gloomy all the time. So be cheerful. Be happy. And in summary, we talked about several ways to reduce our stress. But find what works for you. Something works different for every person. Find what works for you. Think of what makes you relax and write it down. Make a list. Share that with your husband. Share that with your wife, with your children. Learn to say no. Learn to take time for yourself. Learn to accept yourself the way you are and be positive. Be happy about life. Learn to laugh. Learn to laugh at life. And learn to deal with stress. Now, I don't know if you filled out, has anyone filled out the quiz I gave you? I should have told you earlier, but hopefully you filled it out because we're going to look at it here in a second. The stress signals quiz. Let's just look at this briefly. If one of these things applies to you, fill it out, tick that box. How many signals do you have? Do minor problems, do they seem overwhelming? If it does, check that. Do you feel nervous? Do you worry about a lot of things? Do you have a hard time stopping thinking about your problems? Do you say, I feel frustrated most of the time, I feel angry most of the time, I feel tense much of the time? I sometimes find it hard to go to sleep because I'm worrying about things. I often feel tired and have little energy. Now, how many of those have you checked? How many of those have you ticked? Though you don't have to tell me, you don't have to share, but this quiz this was done in a study, and this quiz was showing if you had at least 2 of these things checked, you likely have a stress problem. If you have 2 or more ticked. So if you do, what you need to do is take some actions to reduce your stress and reduce your stress load and improve your health. Now, just to review, true or false? Can stress be beneficial or destructive? It can be both, right? So that's a trick question. True or false? Stress is caused by many people in difficult situations. False. Stress is internal. Stress is the way we see things. It's the way we perceive. We allow ourselves to be stressed by others and by difficult situations. What are 3 effective strategies when feeling overwhelmed? Many things. We talked about many ways. You can say no. You can learn to relax. You can learn to delegate, right? Go for a massage. Yep. So what about change? Is change good? Yeah, change is good, but even good changes can be stressful. So don't try to take on too many good changes at once. Do one thing at a time. And what is the best antidote for stress? Relaxation. True or false? Physical activity is a good stress reliever, definitely. And isolating yourself is a good way to deal with stress? No. You want to have a good social support system. So hopefully we can take some steps in our lives to realize what makes us stressed, to see how we can react better to them, and realize how we can relax, deal with stress better, and live happier, healthier, and longer lives. Thank you all for your attention. Any questions, any comments before we move on? Yes. How far away you are from the beach? You're not too far, I know that.
Very, very far away. So we have to walk on the grass or...
Yeah, walk on the grass, but I mean, it's pretty close compared to other places. You can go at least a few times a year.
Oh, yeah.
But you're right, that's true. You're right, you can't go daily to the beach unless you live like in Bondi or something. Yes? Yes. That's a good one. I'll get back to you. Very true. Good one. So did you all hear that? Instead of saying no, it might be a little rude, you can say, I'll get back to you. Let me get back to you. Let me think about that. So that's very good. Thank you.
That's the Aussie way to say no. I'll ring you back, mate.
Yeah. Yes. That's true. Because you can feel like when you do that, you get rid of all your stress, at least for a time being. That's true. Very true. If there's no other questions or comments, oh, that one is, I believe, that's related. That must be from one of the health lectures tonight, or not the health lectures, the cooking presentations. And we're going to find a great way to relieve stress tonight with eating something. There's a good coffee walnut cake coming up. I tried some earlier, and let me tell you, it's very good. So that's a good way to relieve stress, and I hope you all will enjoy that. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Paul. Well done, mate. Big thanks to Paul. He's come a long way, not just for this, but he's come a long way. Put a lot of work and effort into this, and I've really enjoyed what he's had to say. So, thank you so much. All right, so tonight, going to get into the food. Yes. I guess it's good to have something good to eat that you can feel good about, right? That would be a positive on your stress levels. That would be a positive, wouldn't it? Something that's good for you, that tastes good. So I'm looking forward to that. I don't know where anyone is. Someone should go back and wake them up, right? No. But oh, there's movement. There's movement. So I'm looking forward to this tonight. What do we have? Chickpea noodle soup. Oh, I saw the demos. Look at it. Oh, it's looking really good. Smelling really good. Yeah. Last page is looking really good. All right. And we'll see how we go with our new gas cooker here. Should be right. Yeah, Lydia?
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. Who's up first, Lydia?
Someone donated some money last week before they left. You know who you are. I just want to thank you very, very much. We got our lovely new stove here, so it's really good. Thank you.
Okay.
So Amy's up, yeah?
Amy's up.
All right, Amy.
All right.
Yes, thank you.
All right. Can you all hear me? Good afternoon or good evening, everyone. How are we all tonight? All right. So first on our list, we've got the chickpea noodle soup. So that's the one that we're going to be demonstrating. Now this is a very quick, easy, hearty soup. It's really yummy. So we're going to start by popping our oil in our pan. Oh, let's turn this stove on. Okay, I've never done this, so here we go. There we go. Wow, thank you. All right, so we add our oil to our pan. And then we're going to pop our onion in first. Okay. Thank you. So on a cold winter's night, this is the perfect comfort soup. Okay, so we're going to brown off the onion a little bit. I can already hearing it sizzling. That's fantastic. Yeah. You can't see it? You... Oh, the flame is full? No, that's perfect. We need a high heat. So we're going to do it really, really quick. And I'll show you how quick and easy it is to do at home. Especially when you've got all the vegetables chopped for you. All right, so while the onion is frying up, you can get your carrots, your celery, and your parsnip all chopped. Now we've done it finely chopped. You can do whatever kind of chunks you like it. So if you like it more chunky, by all means, do it more chunky. Okay? Oh, this is a fantastic stove. Wow. I think it's almost quicker than the one out the back. All right. Thank you. Can you drain that for me, please? So you can get all your other ingredients ready while the onion is frying off. We want it to go a nice caramelization on the onion. Did you all enjoy the talk tonight? Yeah? Hello? Are you going to help Mummy stir? I've got a helper. How about you go to the back and you wash your hands with Grandma and then you can come back and help. Okay?
No,
this one? Yeah, go wash your hands and then you can come and help. Okay. Always likes to help in the kitchen. All right, so they have nearly browned off. Can you see that? So they've just got that light brown. Or a see-through colour. We're going to add our carrots. Our celery. Our parsnip. And we're just going to saute these together, just so they're lightly cooked, probably for about 2 minutes, until the veggies just bring out that flavour. Give it a good stir. We don't want to get it stuck on the bottom of the pot. Did anyone try the recipes from last week? The soup on Friday? Oh, beautiful. It didn't come out? That's okay. Ah, did you put the turmeric in it? That's why it wasn't yellow. Okay, well, Tanya did that one last week. So she's actually demonstrating something later on. You can ask her about it. It's a possibility you might have baked it too long. Yeah, Philo's a bit temperamental, but yeah. Do you want to help stir? Here we go. You can stir. There we go. Stir hard. There we go, like this. Nice and round. Yeah. All right. All right, so that's been sauteing for a little bit. It's looking really good. You'll see the orange come out of the carrots, and you'll know that it's starting to cook really well. Yeah? No? You're going to help Mummy put the rest of the stuff in. Could you grab a chair maybe for him? Yes. Okay, Grandma's going to get you a chair, and you can help Mummy tip them in, okay? All right. So... Watch out, because the stove is hot. So you need to be and see everything these days. All right, ready? Okay. So now to this, we're going to add the garlic. You can tip the garlic in. Tip it in. Oh, thank you. And we're going to add the soya sauce. Slowly. All of it in, that's right. Give it a bit of a stir. And we're also, oh, wait, hot, it's hot. We're going to add the oregano. Add the oregano. That's the way. Wow. I'm going to mix it. Oh, here comes Grandma with a chair for you. Oh, maybe just here. Yeah. Thank you, out of the way. That's it. Okay. There we go. Now you can help. How's that? So you just, after you've added those 3 ingredients, just give it a little bit of a stir just for 1 minute. Or if you don't have time, I don't know if it would do any difference if you just add the rest of the things in it too. Big stir. That's the way. It's hot, yes. Okay. So we're going to add the chickpeas. So we've just drained a can of chickpeas. Here, help pour it in. There we go. Now you can mix it. And we're going to add the parsley. Yeah. There we go. Can we just borrow this spoon for a sec? Don't touch it because it could get hot, yeah? Okay, and we're going to add the thyme. Now, who here cooks with thyme? Yeah? Well, this one was a new one for me because I don't really cook with thyme, but I actually love the flavour it puts into the food. So I learnt something today. Okay, hold it up the top. That's it, because otherwise you're going to get burnt. So once everything's combined, we're going to add the stock. Oh.
What's that?
All right, I'll hold. Wait, that's the microphone. I'm just going to. Don't touch. All right, hold on. Mummy's just going to lift it up. Can you see that? Yeah? It's all right, got it. All right. You can smell it? Okay, now we're going to add the stock. Hold on. So it says 6.5 cups. Are you going to help? Hold the edge. All right, that's 1. That's all right. You count. 2. And wait, this one, more. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you've got your half in there as well. Beautiful. So now we just leave that to simmer on the stove. Meanwhile, you can boil your pasta, your noodles separate. You can use whatever type of noodles you like, whether you want chunky noodles or if you want, we've used angel hair pasta today, but really you can use whatever pasta you want. And then at the end, you add the cooked noodles and the lemon juice right at the end. And there's your soup. Yes? The stock powder? Yep, absolutely. Yep, same thing.
Probably about a heaped tablespoon to about a litre. But you can just taste it.
Yeah. If you want it more salty, add more stock. Yeah. You could. It's just harder to make it. When the pasta sits in the soup, it kind of gets gluggy. So if you cook it separately, you know exactly what it's going to be like. You can wing it and put it in. I probably would put it in. Yeah. Anyone else have questions? No? Okay, we'll start with the next demo. Okay. Okay. It's stressing you out, is it? There we go. Whoa. How's that? Okay? Better? It is hot. It is. It's very hot, but it's very good. Oh, you could. We do this stuff quite often, so I haven't burnt down a kitchen yet. Fingers crossed.
Can I try
With
one?
gas, yeah.
Can I try?
Can you try? You can try some later. Yeah? Okay. Well, I'm thinking Mum is going to come out next. Mum, are you ready to take over? Okay. Well, thank you all.
Here's your noodles. Well, it's not boiling yet. Put them over there. Yes, I told them.
Maybe help Ivan. There be
How about
very
you take some
careful.
spoons?
Guys, you don't have, oh, okay. All right.
Okay. Am I on? I am on. I can hear it. Yes, ready to go.
I was just going to say about chickpeas, they're a very important source of protein. So something that will really keep you. It's really hearty. Yeah. It's, for vegetarians, those legumes are great sources of protein and great staying power in your cooking.
I'm going to have to.
What's next? The capsicum, silky roasted. Is that the next one? No. Which one's
It
next?
is the silky
Yes.
roasted red capsicum.
Page 2. All right.
Okay. Yep. Very good.
Well, anything with tofu I like, so let's see how this goes, right? Yeah, very good.
It's very yummy. Okay. This is very, very simple. There's nothing to it, so there's no reason why you can't do it yourselves. You just throw everything in the blender. Everyone knows how to do pasta, right? I don't have to show you how to cook pasta. Okay, so cook your pasta according to your taste. Some people like it a little bit chewier and some people like it mushier. And then we're going to make a special sauce with some red capsicums that you can either bake it in the oven or you can do it on top of a gas flame. If you like that smoked flavour through it, just do it on top of if you've got a barbecue, ideal for that sort of thing. I've got mine already done, but I'm going to show you how to peel it. Once you bake the capsicum, leave it somewhere covered up. You can put cling wrap or you can just put a lid or something so that you can cover it up, and that will make it sweat. And when it sweats, it gets very runny, watery. So this is what happened here. See? It just leaves the water. And that loosens up the skin. So it's really easy to just, I'll just take that little end off, but I won't worry about the seeds inside. And the skin just comes off very easily. So you just peel the skin. You don't have to if you don't want to, but if you leave it on, it does repeat. Sometimes it's a bit hard to digest it. So it's nice if you peel the skin off. So once your capsicum is baked, you peel the skin off and it's ready to go. So we're going to blend a roasted capsicum with some tofu. I've got here some silken tofu. Just a lovely soft silken tofu. It's like almost like a jelly. Yes, Levi's going to help Grandma. Okay, just watch that because it's a little bit hot. We've got to keep this cooking. And we're just going to put the lid on it, I think, should we? Put the lid on this pot, do you think? Yes? Okay, Grandma's going to give you the lid and you can put it on. Hold it by the handle. Yep, that's it. Good job, beautiful. Now that'll cook up. We'll turn it down a little bit and we're going to make this yummy dressing for our pasta. We're going to put a block of silken tofu into the blender, like that, just like that. Okay. Now, do you want to put this capsicum in there? Good job. Grandma will get you a spoon so that you can scrape it out. Just wait a minute. Let me move your chair a bit closer this way. Move your chair away from that fire a bit. Okay, just wait. I'll give you a spoon. This one here. Yeah, that's your soup spoon. Okay, and you can scrape that out into there.
Oh, you're a real helper today.
A real helper tonight. And we're also Grandma's going to pick this one up and put it in there. So I'll put my capsicums in. And then everything else always for flavour. Wait. Just wait. For flavour, put 4 cloves of garlic. Put them in. Thank you. I'm putting a tablespoon of olive oil. Good job. Oopsie. You got it? Put it in here. Let's put that in there. That's it. Good job. And then I'm putting a quarter of a cup of savoury yeast. Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Savoury yeast will give you like a cheesy flavour with in your savoury. So now you can put it in.
Oh, you want it down? Okay.
Yeah, I had it up before. Put it all in there. That's right. Good job. Good job. And some salt to taste. About 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Just put that in there. Now, if you like it a little bit warm, there's cayenne pepper. I spoke about that last week. That's really good, especially now during the cold winter months. It just cleanses you up. So put whatever you think you would like. If you like it hot, you make it hotter, yes. The savoury yeast, you can buy them from the health food stores, or we've got them downstairs in our shop. Just a little sprinkle of this, not much, just a little bit, like salt. Okay, that's it, very good, that's very hot. Wait, that one after. Now we're going to go and whiz this up. Put it on the Vitamix. Yes. Nutritional yeast, it can be savoury nutritional yeast or nutritional yeast, it's the same thing. Yep. Okay. It's not the yeast that you use for bread. It won't ferment. It's a nutritional. So, yeah, okay. Now we're just going to pick that one up. That's it. Wait. Look at that. See it turning? You turn this knob around slowly. All the way. That's it. And that one up. Very nice. So there's our sauce for our pasta. Okay. Wait a minute. Grandma's going to get a bowl. No. Now, if I was to do this at home, you can have it just like that. But if I was to do this at home, I'd put it in a saucepan and warm it up a little bit as I do my pasta. Okay. Just at the end when the pasta is being done, just warm it up and then it'll be really nice and warm when you serve it together. If you were doing it separately, serving it, say, in about an hour and a half, don't mix it together until you're about ready to serve. Then you warm up your sauce only. You don't warm up your pasta. Or you can just put your, you can just warm up your pasta if you like in a stove or a microwave if you use it. I don't like microwaves. The sauce, I haven't tried. it, so I'm not sure, no. Just, would you like one? Would you like one?
Can freeze
no,
the
you hold it.
capsicum after the capsicum is baked.
Yes.
You can put the baked capsicum in the freezer, and then when you make up the sauce, just pour the capsicum out.
One more? Okay. And then no more after that. That's it, okay? That's it for Grandma now. Okay, now we mix this up. Yes, so don't put it in your pasta until you're ready to serve it, because otherwise the pasta keeps swelling up and it just absorbs all the liquid. Just get a spatula. Okay. It's like a cheesy sauce. And the nutritional yeast is very good for your nervous system. It's It's really rich. It helps you overcome stress. It just helps. Yeah, it's good. You want to lick? In the kitchen, you can take this one with you. You want to take this one with you?
Bring it with you. Thank you. Alright, that's it. Come on. This way, quick. Wash it out.
Yeah, so it's nice and easy and simple. It's very quick. So if you come home late and you just want a very quick meal, it's, 15 minutes and you've got your meal ready. It's really fast. While you're cooking up your pasta, you can do the sauce while the pasta's cooking. And the pasta usually takes about 8 minutes to cook, plus a little bit of time to get boiling. And so then I just got some basil and just put it in there. That's according to your taste. Some people don't like basil and some people love it. It's up to you in how much you put in. So there you are. It's very, very, very quick. And you're about to taste it. It's quite delicious, actually. It's quite nice. So I hope you enjoy it. So that's a really fast, healthy meal to do. Okay, so now I'm going to hand over to Tanya, and she's going to take you through the roasted vegetables. And I don't know what Mikey said about foods that are good for you to help you not to stress, but all the green leafy vegetables are very good. So, rotate them. Sometimes kale, sometimes spinach, sometimes bok choy, sometimes the Asian greens, whatever. They're very, very good for you. And also you can have salad, like a tossed green salad. Chop up some avocado with it. Avocado is very good for that too. So it looks like all the green things are really good to help you with the stress. Not to get stressed, not to help you stress, but not to get stressed. Thank you.
I'm on. Thank you, Lydia. That's looking good and smelling good. And what do you reckon with the soup? Or the chickpeas? Yeah? Thumbs up? Very good. All right. Well, I was trying to talk to Lydia this morning. I was sort of affected by that Telstra outage. I don't know if anyone's heard about that, but anyway, I managed to pick up that we needed some fresh green things, and it was out at Freeman's Reach, and picking up from one of these fresh places out there. So we got some nice fresh from the farm. I have a feeling some of this might have come out of the paddock this morning. So what do we got? We got the bok choy. Tanya? Yes. Okay, that was the one. That was the prize. We found that this morning. That was really good quality. So nothing like some good fresh veggies. Yeah. Now I grew up eating greens. Yeah. And so I'm a little bit partial to them. You want to say something?
Sorry, yes, I'm going to quickly take over.
Oh, you're going to finish this.
So our soup is done. So we can turn off the stove. Yeah. Thank you. All right, I'm just going to pop it into a bowl. You don't need to do this, but just so you can all see the beautiful colours. Got it?
That was so fast, wasn't it, with our new stove? I'm so excited. That's so good.
Thank you. And then just add the noodles right at the end, and your soup's ready to go. That's how quick and easy that is. Now, if you don't eat wheat, you can get rice noodles. I think you can get corn noodles. Yeah.
Yes.
And if you don't want noodles in it at all, you can just have it as a veggie soup. Or even if you want to put some lentils in it, experiment and see what it tastes like. And that's the end. Thank you all.
Excellent.
Okay,
and that was good. That was excellent. Right, so Tanya's coming. Oh, where's my ingredients? Where are they? Oh, here we go. No, I think I took it away. Bok choy, kale. Kale's my favorite. Spinach. But we have what? Bok choy? Just bok choy today?
Amy forgot to put the lemon in it, so I'll do it for her.
Oh, it's a nice touch. Some people do sour cream. Similar sort of thing. No, you disagree with me. Okay, all right. Not. I'll stop commenting on things that are not my department, right?
We don't need that anymore,
So-
do we? Can we have some people? Yeah, thank you. We don't have a wok here. We're going to plug in our electric one. We want to move this.
So we're done with that, yeah?
Yeah, for the night. Oh, doesn't matter. Can you see with that stove being there?
Do you reckon we could take it away really quick, Joe?
That's okay.
Start talking.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. How are we all? How did we go with our recipes last week? All right? Anyone trial it out? Did it work? Did it fail? No? No? Everyone sort of yes? No? Yeah? That's all right. Well, I've got the hardest recipe of the night. As you can see there, it's very long, isn't it? Okay. So what we've got here, if you've got yourself a wok, it's pretty straightforward. As we've been talking tonight about stress, yeah? Who gets stressed? We get stressed every time we put these cooking demos on, trust me. In the back there, it can be a bit hectic, but nevertheless, greens can help us a lot. De-stress with greens, especially the leafy greens. So that's what we've got here. So we've got bok choy, and we've got the baby spinach leaves. And what we're going to do is just quickly do a greens that will be aside to the pasta dish that's already been shown. So just a couple of tablespoons of oil, olive oil I have here. And this time, it's going to sizzle. Unlike last week, this time it will do the job. Yeah, I think it's up there. Okay. 2 cloves of garlic. Have it crushed. Just quickly saute that in the oil. Ah, that's the sound I like to hear. Okay. Once that you've got that little translucent there, and then straight away we're going to add our greens. In go the greens. It could be any greens, greens of your choice, but the really green leafy ones like we've got here are a really good side dish. So we're going to do this until they wilt down. Once that's done, that's pretty much it. So you'll now get a taste of what the pasta and the greens there. Now, up to you how long you'd like to sort of cook it through for, but it's always best to have it sort of half cooked. You don't want all the nutrients and minerals going out of your veggies. Okay, once that's done, I've got here some salt to your taste. Okay, so I'm not going to add too much in there. I'll just quickly, that does the trick. Maybe a teaspoon, or maybe less than that. Okay, and that is pretty much it. That's my very difficult recipe for us tonight. Once that's done, we've pretty much, that's half cooked. We switch our heat off. And what I have here is just some roasted cashew pieces. So we're going to just add this just to give a bit more crunch into your greens. Oops. And there you have it. A good side dish to your pasta there. Is it good? Very good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Very simple, very straightforward, no hassles. And you've got a really good meal there. Yeah? Okay. Well, that's it from me. I'm not out here for very long, so it's just good to sort of pop out and see you all and then pop back to the back. So thank you very much for being here, and we're going to get the next one on, I think.
We're just going to cancel the next one and leave it all for me, right? Oh, some people are having panic attacks. All right, all right. Now we have one more. That's right. One more. Oh, yes. Come through.
Oh, I might get that.
Oh, look at that. Now, Amy, can you explain that? Can you explain that? The antlers on top?
Oh yes, that's just melted brown sugar. That's it. Put sugar in a pan, melt it down, and then do some nice patterns on a baking paper sheet, let it harden, and then they kind of just lift up, and that's how you do that.
You'll want to come up and have a look at this later. It's quite unique. All right, Vivian's getting ready. We've all been waiting for your appearance, Vivian. This is, I was trying to send them all home now, but that's not going to fly.
Not yet. This is the best part.
Yeah, I told them I would look after the rest of it, but no, that wasn't going to happen.
Sorry. Alright, I'm missing my wooden spoon.
Coffee walnut cake. Oh,
It's alright,
are you sure? Yeah. Ready to go?
Yes, sorry.
All right, good.
He's enjoying it so far? It's very good? Okay, I promise this is the best part. Dessert, you've always got a separate stomach for dessert. Okay, this is like the easiest dessert ever. It's one bowl, one pan, and then the saucepan. Really easy. All the ingredients, it's 2 cups of self-raising flour. I start with the dry and then add the wet. Just works out easier that way. It's 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Thank you. A cup, roughly. I mean, you could obviously add this, replace this, anything, but we've done a cup of roughly chopped walnuts. So you can do more or less. Hazelnuts would go really well in this too, I reckon. Almonds, cashews, any kind of nut, or you can just take it out completely. What else have we got? The Caro beverage. So we've used Caro, but any sort of coffee alternative would work in this. Sorry. Some vanilla essence. Again, you can adjust to taste. Almond milk, also. You can replace almond milk with any other milk you would like. I like the almond though, it adds an extra nutty element. And just some sunflower oil to add moisture and bind it. So that's it. Stir that up. Obviously we've preheated our oven to 200 degrees. Just get stirred up. And you can grease and line. I normally just line, but if you're worried about it coming out, you can grease it as well. It's a bit of a thicker mixture. It's not runny. I know we're talking about stress and comfort foods, so walnuts are good for your brain. That's part of mental health, so you'll hopefully stress less if your brain is healthy. Yeah. Pop it in the pan. Like I said, it's a thicker sort of cake mixture. Sorry? I don't know. That's true, I do need the stove. Yeah, yes. nervous. Oh, scrape every last bit. I promise you'll want it. All right, pat it down. And in around 20 minutes, that cake is ready to go. All right. Oh, no, she's disappeared. So that's ready to go. Now, someone has stolen the stove, which I do need.
You need a stove, did you?
I do need a stove.
No, but you don't.
When did I say that?
You didn't.
Yes, please. So everyone, excuse us for a moment. Sorry, we need the caramel sauce. It's the best part. It totally makes the cake. Because when the cake comes out, I know when we experimented with this, it came out a bit dry. We were like, ooh, okay, but the caramel sauce just finishes it off perfectly.
Just realised that we need. Oh well.
This one's dirty.
You can use other milks as well. Did you tell them about that?
I did. Oh, and we're back. Oh, we can take that to the oven. Yeah.
We just want to give the men something to do.
They got something to do now too. Put them to work. I'm sure you can, yes. Yeah, we've gone with margarine because it's vegan, but I'm sure you can replace it with butter. Say that again, sorry? Yes, I believe you could. Yeah. We good?
Okay.
Yes. Turn it on for me before I explode everyone.
Oh, it would help if we opened the bottle.
Yay! Just a low heat would be fantastic. Yes, lovely. Okay. Again, really easy. All the ingredients just go in. So the margarine, brown sugar, almond milk. We used almond milk again. So far we're good. Bit more vanilla essence. And just to bring out the flavors, we're adding a bit of salt. And you just, sorry. We stir this until it all comes together and melts, and then you let it simmer. Bring it to the boil and let it simmer, and it'll thicken and become a nice rich caramel sauce. You can do this while the cake is baking, and then once the cake is done, what we did was we sliced it into how many pieces you want first, and then poke a hole in the middle of every piece, and then you pour the caramel sauce on top. And then it all gets soaked through. You leave it for a little bit. And then all the flavors soak through it. It becomes this really moist, gooey cake. It's really good. There's a little bit more. Do you want to add it? You want to add it? Be careful because it's hot. Thank you. Every last drop. Thank you, Levi. You do have to let it boil, otherwise you'll just taste the margarine, and that's not nice. If you let it simmer, that margarine flavour integrates through the whole thing, and it's, oh, I've been licking my fingers in the back there. I washed my hands, I promise. Sorry? I don't think so. I don't think it would work with oil. Margarine or butter would work. I don't think oil would. It sort of needs that.
Maybe coconut oil?
Coconut? You could probably do with coconut cream. Make a coconut cream caramel. I've never tried that, but sounds like it would work. see from children. All right, so this is bubbling away. Which way is turning it down? This way.
Yeah, not the other way.
Oh, I've just turned it off.
Yeah, and down.
Really? Oh, I've turned it off again. Yeah, push it from there. Push it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and turn it down. Okay, it's right down.
Oh, is it? Oh, there is some down the bottom. Okay. Okay, sorry, I don't want to burn this. Oh, there we go. You get to try some now.
And need some ice cream with it. So you reckon? Yeah, it'd be nice with ice cream.
It would, yeah.
Yeah, there is. It's really nice ice cream too. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's another coffee alternative that we've used in this recipe.
And there's also Echo,
Mm.
and there's quite a few out there. So
Thank you.
it's made from chicory, some of them, roasted barley, and all that sort of thing. We show them. This one's called Nature's Cover. This one's Taro.
And verdict? Is it good? Yeah. Good.
You haven't got the topping? Oh, there's enough sugar there.
That's only decorational. When you want to make it look good for people.
So yeah, you just simmer this for a little while, and as it cools, it'll thicken a bit more. And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I don't know. It's bacon. We can bring it out. How long has it been in there? 5 minutes? It's not ready yet. No, it's only been about 5. Oh, you
You just have to sit here for another 15 minutes.
I'll show you how to do the poking, although that's, straightforward. That's pretty much it. Has everything been good? Everyone full, satisfied? Gonna go try these recipes out, I hope? Yeah? Oh, maybe Mummy get
Oh, okay. Well, we have to take out you, please, Ivan, so we can see a happy face. He's not a sweet tooth, really. He loves savoury more. There's one coming. Would you like a little bit of cake? Want to try it?
He's like, meh.
It's not sweet. It's really yummy. It's savoury. Big savoury. Give him some more.
Don't try cake? Smile. Show them their happy face. Big smile. I had about 3 bowls of plain noodles out the back. So. Full tummy.
So it'll just keep simmering away and then it'll thicken as it cools.
Okay, that's it for tonight. That's cool.
I can take this at the back.
That's okay. No, we want to. Any questions?
She's serious. Go for it.
You asked. Here you go. Good on ya.
Ask
Good idea. All right. Yes, so while we're sort of just wrapping up, I understand today is or was the last day to register for the concert. So tonight, can they still get in? Are there still spaces? What's the status? Not many spaces left. The concert hosted by Focus Singers with the dinner that we've been talking about. So there might be space to get people in if you want to talk to on the way out, the people at the table. So that should be really good. That's coming up what? Next?
Sunday.
That's just coming up on Sunday.
This
yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah. So, all right. Here are all the behind-the-scenes people. Thank you so much, behind-the-scenes people, and the presenters. Yep. All right.
We've got this young man here has been washing up all night.
Well done.
Jesse, he'll remember us forever.
Yes, indeed. Do check out the resources downstairs. Elaine is ready to serve you, as always. I can't walk past there without getting something myself. That's just becoming a habit, right? Which is chips and chocolate. Oh, there's carobs. There's carobs. Yeah. Lots of things. But thank you all. Thank you all for coming and spending time here. Unfortunately, we've only done the 3 weeks, so it's up for this time. But please, we'll stay in touch. If you have at least given us your contact, so if we don't know you already, just so we can stay in touch, let you know. Excuse me. Let you know when things are on, and we'd love to keep in touch and keep.
So this is the
Say
caramel,
again. Yep.
just to show you.
There she goes. Yep.
There we go. Sort of drippy, goopy.
Good question.
9 in the morning to 5:30, Monday to Thursday. Sorry. 9 to 5:30 Mondays to Thursday. On Friday it shuts at 1 in the afternoon. Yeah. And Wednesday night is actually open till 7. Night time, yeah. From 9 till 7 on Wednesdays, yeah.
Yep. Good. So make some noise if someone's not at the door or something like that. The office will be attended in those hours. So yeah, it's open. Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Yes.
That's coming up. We haven't got a date. We haven't got a date for that as yet, but it is coming up very soon. Yeah. I just want to point to you that this soup was dished out just before we prepared it, or we came and showed it to you, and the water has been absorbed by the noodles. That's why we said don't put the noodles until you're ready to serve it, because it'll just absorb all your juice, okay? So, yeah.
Great, fantastic. You've all been great. Why don't we just have a prayer of blessing before we go? Let's bow our heads. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for friends, for time we can share, for good food, for wonderful information to keep us all healthy and stress-free. Bless everyone tonight. Keep us in your care till we're together again here. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, go for it. Yep.
I just got to say a special thank you to all our students. We've been so blessed to have them. They won't be here the next one, so give them a big applause. And Mikey for all his talks that he was able to share with us. We really appreciate it. And all the girls that have been working flat out, and the boys too. And the boys that have set up the room for you, they've all been really, really helpful. Thank you.
Thank you all. Enjoy. Hang around, have a chat, but by all means, keep in touch. God bless you and good night.